Most people view eggs as nothing more than a simple source of protein, a basic gym food used primarily for building muscle or adhering to a strict diet, completely overlooking the complex biological systems within. But beneath that fragile outer shell lies an incredibly complex biological powerhouse, containing a vast array of life-supporting nutrients that orchestrate systemic changes deep within your metabolic pathways. Eating eggs regularly triggers profound biochemical shifts long before you notice any outward physical changes, quietly optimizing your circulatory system, neurological pathways, and vital cellular functions. Your blood profile, cognitive centers, optical health, liver enzymes, and even your daily emotional stability are highly responsive to the dense matrix of bioactive compounds found within this natural superfood. Today, we will trace the entire scientific journey of this remarkable dietary staple, following its precise metabolic path from the moment of ingestion directly to your body's microscopic cellular receptors. We will explore exactly why consuming 4 whole eggs a day can trigger unexpected metabolic improvements, helping you understand how to utilize this dietary strategy to optimize your long-term physical health. Before diving into the cellular mechanics of egg consumption, we must first dismantle the persistent medical myths and historical misconceptions that have surrounded this controversial food source for decades. For years, standard dietary guidelines warned the public that eating eggs would dangerously elevate blood cholesterol levels, a warning originating from outdated studies with highly flawed methodologies. This historical warning relied on a very simplistic assumption that consuming a food high in cholesterol would automatically translate into elevated, dangerous levels of cholesterol circulating in human blood. While this straightforward logic seems reasonable on the surface, the human metabolic system is infinitely more complex and adaptive than a simple mathematical addition of dietary inputs would suggest. In reality, your liver is the primary manufacturing plant, synthesizing the vast majority of the cholesterol circulating in your bloodstream to support essential cellular membrane integrity and hormone production. The cholesterol circulating in your body does not come primarily from your dietary intake, but is instead tightly regulated by an internal feedback mechanism that constantly monitors your metabolic status. When you begin eating eggs regularly, a highly specific and elegant homeostatic adjustment occurs within your liver cells, which immediately detect the influx of preformed dietary cholesterol entering the system. In response to this dietary intake, your liver automatically downregulates its own endogenous cholesterol synthesis, reducing its daily output to maintain a perfectly balanced, healthy level in the blood. This automatic compensation system ensures that overall blood cholesterol levels remain remarkably stable, demonstrating the human body's incredible capacity to adapt to changing nutritional environments. So, what actually happens to your lipid profile when you consume eggs daily? In the vast majority of healthy individuals, clinical trials show a significant increase in high-density lipoprotein, or HDL cholesterol. HDL is widely recognized as the protective cholesterol, actively clearing excess lipids from your arterial walls and transporting them back to the liver for safe processing and excretion from the body. Simultaneously, the structural characteristics of low-density lipoprotein, or LDL particles, undergo a profound transformation, converting from small, dense spheres into much larger, fluffy, buoyant particles. These large, buoyant LDL particles are far less dangerous because they cannot easily penetrate the delicate endothelial lining of your blood vessels, significantly reducing the risk of arterial plaque buildup. Furthermore, clinical research indicates that regular egg consumption often leads to a measurable decrease in circulating triglycerides, further optimizing your overall cardiovascular health and lipid markers. Eggs do not produce the small, dense, highly oxidized LDL particles that are scientifically linked to actual cardiovascular risk, debunking the old dietary myths once and for all with modern clinical data. On the contrary, the unique lipid composition of eggs tends to improve your comprehensive cardiovascular profile, providing the essential building blocks for healthy, flexible cellular membranes throughout. While robust scientific evidence has supported this reality for several decades, the deeply rooted societal fear of dietary cholesterol continues to cause many people to unnecessarily restrict their egg intake. Now, let us visualize the physical journey of digesting 4 whole eggs, tracing the precise mechanical and chemical breakdown of this nutrient-dense food as it enters your gastrointestinal tract. As the eggs enter your stomach, the digestive system immediately initiates a highly coordinated chemical cascade, releasing powerful gastric acids and specialized proteolytic enzymes like pepsin. These specialized enzymes begin the complex task of uncoiling and breaking down the dense, folded structures of the egg proteins, systematically reducing them into smaller, manageable peptide chains. These peptide chains are then funneled into the small intestine, where pancreatic enzymes further dismantle them, ultimately releasing individual, highly bioavailable amino acids ready for systemic absorption. These free amino acids readily cross the highly selective intestinal barrier, entering the portal bloodstream to travel directly to the liver, which acts as the ultimate metabolic distribution hub. The liver meticulously analyzes the incoming amino acids, deciding exactly where to allocate these structural resources based on your body's immediate physiological demands and cellular repair needs. Some of these amino acids are dispatched to repair microscopic muscle tears, some are used to synthesize vital hormones, while others are directed toward renewing worn-out organ tissues throughout the body. This highly efficient utilization is precisely what sets egg protein apart from almost all other dietary protein sources, making it the gold standard of human nutrition due to its unique structural design. Consider common animal protein sources such as a lean beef steak, a chicken breast, or a piece of wild fish, all of which are derived from the functional, dense muscle tissues of those respective animals. Because the original biological function of these animal tissues was to generate mechanical movement, their protein structures are inherently dense, fibrous, and relatively difficult for the body to dismantle. Now contrast this with a whole egg, which was never biologically designed to facilitate physical movement, but was instead engineered by nature as a complete, self-contained starter kit for generating life. An egg contains the complete blueprint and every single essential nutrient required to transform a single microscopic cell into a fully formed, complex, and highly functional living organism. This fundamental difference in biological origin completely changes how the human digestive tract processes and absorbs its nutrients, resulting in unparalleled metabolic efficiency and absorption rates. Consequently, egg protein possesses the highest biological value of any natural food source known to science, a metric that measures how effectively your body can convert dietary protein into usable tissue. This exceptional rating means that your digestive system can easily absorb and utilize virtually 100% of the protein contained within an egg, leaving almost no metabolic waste behind. To put this in perspective, beef protein has a biological value of roughly 80%, while wild fish ranges from 80 to 85%, and chicken breast averages around 79%. The humble egg stands completely alone at a perfect score of 100%, serving as the most efficient structural building material available to support human physiology and cellular repair. Every single gram of high-quality protein absorbed from an egg is directly channeled into repairing muscle tissues, synthesizing vital enzymes, regenerating skin cells, and reinforcing your immune defenses. If you have been struggling with persistent daily fatigue, delayed physical recovery after exercise, or fluctuating energy levels, incorporating eggs can provide a critical structural correction. But most mainstream nutritional discussions focus solely on the protein content of eggs, completely overlooking the fact that they also serve as an exceptionally clean and stable source of metabolic fuel. When you consume a source of pure, fat-free protein like skinless chicken breast, your metabolic pathways must work incredibly hard to convert that protein into usable energy, a highly inefficient process. In contrast, the natural, healthy lipids coexisting within the egg yolk completely alter this metabolic dynamic, providing a balanced ratio of macronutrients that optimizes energy production. Approximately 65% of the total caloric energy in an egg is derived from these healthy fats, which your mitochondria can readily utilize as a direct, highly efficient source of clean cellular fuel. This balanced macronutrient profile prevents the sudden, exhausting mid-morning energy crashes, constant food cravings, and cognitive fog that typically follow a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast. By stabilizing blood glucose levels, eggs provide a sustained, steady release of physical and mental energy, keeping your brain sharp and your body fueled for several hours without interruption. This explains why individuals who eat eggs for breakfast can easily go 4 to 6 hours without experiencing intense hunger, while those eating refined cereals or toast crave food shortly afterward. This lasting satiety is not a matter of personal willpower, but is instead driven by fundamental endocrine biology and the slow, controlled release of gastric hormones that signal fullness to the brain. When you consume refined carbohydrates, your blood glucose spikes rapidly, prompting your pancreas to release a large surge of insulin to clear the excess sugar from your circulating bloodstream. This rapid insulin surge causes blood glucose levels to crash just as quickly, signaling to your brain that the body is suddenly starving and desperately needs more fast-acting carbohydrate fuel. When you consume eggs, your blood glucose remains remarkably stable, as the healthy fats and complete proteins slow down gastric emptying and maintain a steady, controlled absorption of nutrients. This metabolic stability is precisely why scientific weight loss protocols and metabolic health diets rely so heavily on eggs as a foundational, non-negotiable dietary component for long-term success. But the scientific wonders of the egg go even deeper, as it contains a highly specific, powerful amino acid that acts as a master biological switch for cellular growth and tissue regeneration. This essential amino acid is leucine, which does not merely serve as a structural building block, but functions as a potent molecular signal that directly communicates with your muscle cells. Leucine acts as the primary trigger that activates a critical intracellular pathway known as mTOR, which essentially orders your cells to assemble new proteins and repair damaged muscle fibers. Imagine your muscle cells as a busy construction site, with all the raw materials stacked up and ready, but completely idle until a foreman arrives to flip the master power switch to begin construction. Leucine is that master switch, and whole eggs are packed with a higher concentration of bioavailable leucine than almost any other common food source, making them incredibly effective for muscle preservation. Whether you engage in regular resistance training, walk daily, or are simply navigating the natural age-related muscle decline that begins after 40, optimizing your leucine intake is absolutely critical. Consuming 4 eggs a day is not a nutritional luxury, but a highly targeted, science-backed metabolic strategy designed to maintain vital, lean muscle mass as you transition through different stages of life. Remember, maintaining a healthy amount of active muscle tissue is one of the strongest predictors of metabolic health, physical independence, and overall longevity as you age. Now, let us transition to a critical aspect of egg nutrition that is rarely discussed in mainstream health media, yet represents perhaps the most profound systemic benefit of all: cellular methylation. Hidden within the rich yolk of each egg are 3 vital synergistic micronutrients that drive this master biochemical process: highly bioavailable choline, vitamin B12, and essential folate. Think of methylation as your body's internal, round-the-clock biochemical maintenance crew, responsible for repairing damaged DNA strands every single second to prevent cellular mutations. This critical pathway is also responsible for detoxifying environmental chemicals, processing hormones, and synthesizing key neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. When your methylation pathways run slowly or become sluggish due to nutrient deficiencies, a wide array of seemingly unrelated chronic symptoms can begin to manifest throughout your body. These symptoms include persistent cognitive fog, difficulty concentrating, chronically low mood, elevated systemic inflammation, and a reduced capacity for your liver to detoxify metabolic waste. Remarkably, scientific data shows that up to 40% of the adult population carries genetic variations that naturally slow down their methylation systems, often without their knowledge. Eggs bypass this genetic bottleneck by providing the exact, highly bioavailable methyl donors your body needs, allowing your biochemical pathways to function at their absolute peak efficiency. This explains why so many individuals report a noticeable increase in mental clarity, improved short-term memory, and steadier emotional states shortly after making eggs a daily dietary staple. This is not a psychological placebo effect, but the direct result of providing your nervous system with the exact biochemical tools required to synthesize critical cognitive neurotransmitters. In addition to cognitive support, egg yolks contain 2 exceptionally powerful carotenoid antioxidants that migrate directly to your eyes to protect your long-term vision: lutein and zeaxanthin. These specialized antioxidants act as internal biological sunglasses for your retinas, concentrating in the macular region to filter out harmful, high-energy blue light and ultraviolet radiation. If you spend hours working in front of digital screens or notice your night vision declining, the lutein and zeaxanthin in egg yolks provide a powerful, natural shield against oxidative eye damage. Furthermore, egg yolks are rich in essential phospholipids, the specific structural fats that your brain cells require to maintain flexible, fast-communicating cellular membranes. By nourishing your brain with the very structural materials it is composed of, you directly support memory consolidation, rapid learning pathways, and long-term neurological resilience. To maximize these extraordinary benefits, sourcing high-quality pasture-raised eggs is highly recommended, as they contain significantly higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids and vitamins. However, even conventional eggs remain vastly superior to processed breakfast options, meaning you should never let the pursuit of nutritional perfection prevent you from making this healthy choice. By consistently consuming 4 eggs a day, you provide your body with a complete, biologically perfect toolkit to repair, rebuild, and optimize your entire physical and cognitive health.